Welcome back to my Stationeers playthrough. So, after last time getting finally a bit of pressure in here, the alarms are no longer going off, and we seem to have got things slightly more under control. I'm going to start another project. So I mentioned previously we obviously something needs to happen with the power, and I've sort of pondered doing something with all those transformers out there. And I think on reflection, given the state of the power, we need to do a bit of focused work on it. So clearly we've got an issue with power generation. We're clearly not generating as much as we're using, otherwise we wouldn't have to have this running the whole time, and actually again it's run out of fuel. So that's problem number one. Problem number two is it's becoming quite cluttered. Problem number three is that I would like to be able to add some more powerful energy generation, like the gas fueled generator. I'm not convinced we've quite got sustainable, and I certainly haven't got sustainable, whether we've got an adequate supply of volatiles to feed that yet. I'm not completely convinced we have, but I think it would be worth building towards and getting it up and running. It's very fiddly to do a gas generator anyway, so I'm just going to dump these mining belts and then get back on it. Right, yeah, they are fiddly things to produce and to get running successfully. So that will probably be an episode in and of itself, but I want to lay a bit of groundwork really with this episode so that we're ready. We also need to think about the lack of oh damn, which of these mining belts has got my which one's got the drill in it? Please be that one. Oh my goodness, it was that one. That's actually amazing. Right, that can go in there, that can close. In fact, all of that can close, and that can close. There we go. Right, okay. Oh, there's a spare one there. I don't even know how that fitted in. Oh, it went in there, and then that went in. Whoops. There. And then that goes in there. There we go. Right, sorted. Okay, so let's lay the groundwork in this episode by getting a bit of a sort of power control room up and running. We can then start sorting some of that. So I think we're going to use this area here because we're not using it for anything else. It's not too far from the existing power networks. It is going to be a bit of a messy job. I mean, obviously, if I pull this up, you'll see the issue. I mean, besides the fact that half of it's got no frames underneath it. If we're going to move all of these over here, obviously there's quite a lot of cable to reroute, but I think this is a good area to do it because at the moment, if you look at the heavy cable that's feeding the transformers, there's no downstream light cable this side of it, so actually we could move all of this arrangement across over here without having to reroute anything else. We just need to extend what's here. I mean, arguably this one here that's at eye level, that's plugging into that battery, but longer term we're going to actually move the batteries and we're going to put them over here. So I'm going to do that. I don't think we need to make the thing airtight, but we're going to make a nice little building just because it'll look better as well. So right, let's start by actually making some space to do this. Okay, now we've got a little bit of heavy cable coil there, but not very much. Why is my... oh no, that's because I made two arc welders. That's okay. I thought I was going crazy. Right. So let's put that in there. I knew something was in the wrong place. Okay, so the first thing to do, I think, is to put that away. Is to sort out some heavy cable coil because we're going to need a load of that.
Power critical.
Not we're going to get very much out of that amount of gold, but there we go. one of the other jobs I've got on my list of things I'd like to do at some point, and I have got an actual list, is to put a housing around these to capture some of the outgassing. It's a potentially useful source of a number of gases, but does potentially include a little bit of nitrogen, so we know that we've never got enough of that. Right, let's just sort ourselves out so none of this stuff runs out whilst we're working, because that's always frustrating when you have to stop what you're doing. I wonder if I could actually make a medium. That would actually be quite nice. It would save me having to change quite so often. I don't think I can do a heavy filter. I think those require there needs to be a Tech 2 before I can do heavy anyway, but I could do medium, so I might make some constant tan and grab some silver. That's nickel. I really need to paint that one. That's lead. Where's the silver? That's the silver. Right. So constant tan is number 4 on here, I think. It's either 4 or 5. And whoops, and then there. Constant tan requires 1 copper, 1 nickel. So let's throw the silver in there. Oh, hello. Okay, can I have the nickel as well, please?
Hydration critical.
Given the colour of copper and nickel, I always think constant tension kind of come out quite browny colour, but it sort of comes out more silvery really, but yeah, there we go. Anyway, right, so we'll get that going. And I think we're probably alright on that front actually for a minute. We'll how much cable we got? 35, that might be enough. Right, we will need more frames. Oh, going crazy. Right, we'll just go straight to steel frames. It is more efficient, even if we've got to make the steel to do it. I haven't actually got any water out here. I thought I'll just quickly do that, but I've probably got time to run in. Wonder whether that's done anything. Oh no, of course it hasn't, because I haven't turned that on. That would help, wouldn't it? Yeah, you can see we do need more generation capacity because we're really burning through it. Those batteries are pretty low even with the there we go, do that even with the coal generator running, and we're getting through coal actually really quite quickly, which is obviously not exactly ideal. Right, let's close that. That's one less problem. Annoyingly, this recording software puts a yeah, that's doing it. Gets it here. There we go. Puts the timer right on top of the bottom warning icon when I've got 2 stacked, which is annoying. I tried moving it, but it didn't seem to care. So there we go. I feel discriminated against for the position of my lack of water. Oh, it's actually because I've damaged my lungs, to be honest. Otherwise the top one would be up the top there. Never mind, I expect maybe they'll heal, who knows. Right, so I'm excited about this because this is a job that will now need to be done less frequently because these have got much higher capacity. It does make me think actually, whilst that's running, I probably ought to, let's go first of all see how we get on with these frames. All 16, probably not enough, but it's reasonable progress. I'm going to pull those out and see how that looks. I think we're going to need probably 20, 24. Let's chuck that in there. Right, so yeah, we'll check the status of the other filters while we're over this way. Okay, that actually goes further along than I'd realised, so that will need more. Okay, definitely not enough. Okay, but decent start. Right, that's at 40%, that's at 87%, so we're fine on there, unsurprisingly. Okay, we're actually alright on the oxygen, that's more of a surprise. And plenty of capacity left in there, and that one's fine, that one's fine. That one's fine, and that one's fine. Okay, look at that, that's amazing. Actually, probably should just dump that. Since that's not on automatic, what's the... oh, we've actually got a bit of nitrogen left in there, but the pressure's too low to have triggered the... I wonder whether... I can't remember whether we've got anything left in here, and if so, how hot it is after just running the... well, obviously we've got something left in there, but how hot is it? 52 degrees. Yeah, I think we'd best let that cool down a little bit before we let that anywhere near our greenhouse. It's still cooling down. In fact, I think that's now pumping out, actively pumping, isn't it? No, it's not, it's just cooling. Okay, right. Now that should be enough. Let's, I'll do that. Let's go steel sheets. Okay, we're going to go for the whole lot of these because we're going to need all of them. I'm going to need some more steel again in a minute. Hopefully I've got enough coal left for that. Right, I'm actually going to turn on the jetpack because otherwise I'll just keep tripping over and it'll get really annoying. Okay, let's lay this down here. This is possibly more space than we're going to need, but I'd rather have too much space than not enough. And I'm keeping some frames back because things like mounting stacked batteries like that, we need a frame to do it in. But actually, if we're going to move some of this electronics and stuff as well, I mean, we can't mount that on a wall, to be fair. I think this is about the right area. I probably don't want to go any further than that way, so I think we'll go in there. Oh, why won't that go down? Stupid thing. Right, there we go. Okay, so we'll keep these three back in case we need them for anything. Got a few steel sheets there, but just not very many. Yeah. Alright, well, we may as well get started with what we've got. Even if I just do a single one on here so I can walk on them. Yeah, I think we'll need to colour code up the power networks when we do this because this is already quite confusing. That's in itself quite a major job. We'll leave red as the one that runs into the hab because otherwise we're going in and out of a sealed environment, but all of the rest of these are all going to need, all up here, all of this needs to be recoloured really for safety and clarity. How are we doing? 31. Well, actually, that's probably enough for the moment. We will want more, but let's get going with what we've got. I'll single weld the ones nearest to the existing platform anyway, and then I'll probably double weld these because we will want to enclose it. But let's just do a single weld on everything first. At least that way I can walk on it without falling through. Makes getting around rather quicker. How are we doing? We're nearly there. How much battery is that using? 30%. Okay, so it's using about 1.5% per weld. That's quite useful to know. Okay, I suspect there's no frames underneath those. I should probably pull them up and check, but then no, I can see there aren't actually from here. That's okay, we've got 2 spares. We'll deal with that in a minute. Right. Okay, so the next thing we want is some walls. I'm going to go for maybe we might go for a different shape of wall on that. Might be interesting. I'm not a big fan of the padded walls, certainly not on the outside. They're not too bad internally, but they're a nuisance to mount things on. I'm just trying to think what shapes we can get out of a geometric wall. I don't even think you can see on the not very easily. You can sort of see, okay, those are the geometric ones, and they look kind of interesting. Let's go with geometric. Yeah, it's a bit more interesting than flat. Not as I say, a big fan of the padded or frankly the arched ones. They're okay on the inside for things like corridors and stuff, but they are a nuisance if you've got stuff mounted because they're just a bit thicker, so stuff clips through. It's okay to mount on the middle level, but if you mount top or bottom, it can, sometimes some stuff clips funnily. Right, how big is this thing going to be? I mean, that's going to use all of our steel anyway, right? So okay. Should have planned a little bit more ahead. I probably could have. Well, actually, no. It's the temperature and pressure requirements are quite different between Constantan and steel. I don't think there's that much chance. I'm not sure what it's doing now. Is it too cool to melt it? No. Stand back. That looks a bit hot. That looks really hot. Wow, I'm slightly terrified. Look at that. I'm going to turn that off, I think. You can hear it roaring. I think that's just the new combustion effects, but I really thought for a moment there it was just going to explode. There we go, there's some steel. Lovely. Well, it's certainly very hot at the moment, so if we think we need any more, I suppose now's the time for it. I just don't know how much. I don't want to use all the coal for steel, but on the other hand, I don't want to use it all for fuel either, really. I think that's a fair compromise. Oh, I don't quite know what happened there. I thought I pressed it. Well, I did press it 3 times, but for some reason it didn't register, and then it kind of caught up and sent them both. Maybe they were just wedged. Oh, I should have shut that. It's actually desmelted that. Get in there. Get in there. Right, that cooled down really quickly then. Oh, it must be pumping out. I think it's actively emptying it, isn't it? Yeah. I was too slow. Never mind. We'll let it do another cycle. In the meantime, let's get this in here. It's quite a good bit of stunt driving there from that coal. Right. Okay. Let's go and see if these walls are ready. That's probably enough to get us going. It's never going to be enough, but we'll probably want some normal walls as well, because we'll want to have a few windows, and we're obviously going to need some doors as well. Right. Okay, let's go build this thing. Well, at least go and build the skeleton of this thing. Yay. Right, so where are we going to put the entrance? I'm trying not to be prejudiced by where these pipes and floor grating are at the moment. I think about what's actually easiest. So once this is all gone from here, this is going to be opened up. So I think the door probably about here is good. Let's give ourselves plenty of room and go back an extra square. And then I think what we'll do is we'll perhaps have window there and there. Right, now let's try and figure out the right way around for these walls. No. Almost. It's not the right way around. I can't see the line now. No, that's back where we started. Oh, this is actually really fiddly. That's what I was trying to do, except I want it on that way. About there, that's probably too big, but I'd rather have a bit more space in here than we need than not have enough. I will go back one more. There we go. Right. I've got no idea what these walls will look like for a roof, but I'm going to try and use them double-sided internally as well. Almost the right number. I've deliberately made the windows asymmetric just for a bit of visual interest. Right, okay, so the first thing we're going to need to think about is how are we going to run in the green high power input line. Right, that is now done, so that's going off. That should be enough still to keep us going for a little while. I'm going to put it in here though, rather than feeding it straight into a machine. Okay, right, we need green. Okay, so the high power input line is really going to be lined up here. Bear in mind that that's going to be moving. Okay, but we can't take it in where the door is, so I'm going to bring it in at this end. Okay. I think I've put the wrong sort of door down. Okay, we'll worry about that in a minute. Right, so we'll bring that in here. And I'm actually just going to leave that there. I do need one more to connect, or two more actually, to connect across here. We'll probably move the whole generator assembly inside at some point as well. That would be a neater solution. This is quite a disruptive task, setting this up. We're going to need more heavy... actually, are we going to need more heavy cable? No, we're going to need more regular cable because we're going to move the transformers inside, which means that the networks they're connected to will need extra distance. I'll use all of that. To put that in there so we don't lose it. Right. Actually, let me just close that. We could start putting some frames on here, something on this outside. See, that's the two-tone, and we can spray it to change the colour of the top, so it's quite a nice, interesting look. Obviously don't want to go anywhere near where we're going to be running cables. So I shall leave that window open. I'm going to leave this one open as well because we may well run some through there. And I'm going to leave all that front wall open for a minute as well. But it's a start. I'm going to make some other walls for the roof. I think we'll just go for regular walls. Right, okay, that's good. There's plenty of cable coil. Well, I say plenty, it won't be anywhere near enough for what we're doing, but it's a start. Right, hang on, first things first, what door is that? I think it's the wrong sort. Composite, no, that was what I wanted. Okay, right, so we're going to need some plastic sheets because they all went inside. Just trying to think this through logically because I don't want to cut anything off for too long. So this is the one that is controlling the water and actually the base atmosphere system. So that one potentially we could do something with for now. There's not much water in there, so it's as good a time as any. I might have to put a limit on that so it's rather than it doing it when it's zero, because it seems to not fully empty. See if I can force the override of the pump. It's just ridiculously tiny amounts trickling out of the ice crusher. Anyway, I think that system we could move early, but the problem is we don't want to leave ourselves completely disconnected. So this, as I say, this is definitely something that needs careful planning. Right, so let's lay in some new cable first. Now we know this is a yellow power circuit, or it should become one. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to snip a piece out of there. I'm going to pick that up, and then then I'm going to put that back down there. Right, and then what we'll do is we'll run this out from right along here. As I say, nowhere near enough cable. However, right, I'm going to have to pull up that floor grating anyway, so let's just do that. Let's put that away. Right. Okay, that's good. So we can connect this to here. When we're ready. Yeah, that will connect reasonably painlessly. Should have pulled up that grating while I was here. Right, so there we go, we'll sort all that out later. Right, okay, now we can see what we're working with a little bit better. Right, so this is the input that goes into the hab. So we can run that along here and across in parallel. And that one does remain red, so let's, whoops. Obviously that piece of cable there will disappear, so we can do that. I can't push it through there, but oh, let's put it through there like that, that's tidier. Oh no, you can run pipe cable at that angle. Okay, that actually changes my mind about where I'm going to place a number of these. Means I shall put that there, run that up the edge there. Right, okay. Rework, always good use of time. Anyway, let's just do this. Let's take it right around the edge of this frame, slightly neater. Okay, so that can connect into there in a minute. I mean, actually that could connect into there now. Doesn't do any harm to connect that one. Right, this one on the other hand won't be able to connect up, but at least if we know it can go parallel. What I'm trying to do is create enough width to run loads of cables down here in parallel. because I'm not 100% sure exactly what routing I'm going to need with all of these networks, but I know that there's at least 4 currently. Obviously you can't put the cables any closer together than this, but I want to leave myself maximum space for future expansion. Right, that's good, because that means we've got space. If we need to, we can put one there in the future and one there, so we can get 2 more down here before we start running up against the edge of the hab. And in practical terms, we could go here anyway, because the door's offset by 1. What I do need to think about is where we're going to actually power the door from, but hey, that's a different issue. Although I suppose I should probably at least put some placeholder cable in so I don't forget about that when I'm running stuff in. We'll figure out what colour that needs to end up, but somehow that's got to go there, otherwise I'll run cable across the front or something. Right, okay, so that was a quick burn through quite a lot of cable, wasn't it? Right, we're going to need more. I'm just going to make it. I'm just going to get that going now. I think probably got far too many bits of wall here as well. Yeah, you can stop. You can stop. Thank you. Have we got any steel left? Oh yeah, it's actually a remarkably large amount. Good. One of those can go in there. The other can go in my backpack. Give me the damn copper. Right, and now I am actually, whoops, nearly dropped the mouse. I am now actually just going to set this up and just let it go, making cable coils. That's going to make potentially, well not potentially unless I interrupt it, that's going to make 200 450 stacks, but you know, we get through cable. It's not like it's going to go mouldy or something by not being used, so all good. Right, the next thing to think about then is the atmosphere processing stuff, which is running off this one currently. Now that is driving these chips, but they'll move inside. Other than that, this is the first thing it's driving, so we could actually power that out of this end, so that's good. We're going to have to think about where we're going to put the batteries. And actually, I think if I turn that one off, we might move that one. I don't think it will discharge, but it's almost empty, so we're not losing a whole lot. Okay, so it obviously now means we're running with only 50% battery capacity, but you know, omelettes and eggs and all that. Right, so the input, whoops, what have I done? I just pressed completely the wrong button with the wrong finger. Right, so actually what would be quite nice would be to stack these into that frame there. And I think we'll put one here with one above it, which obviously needs a frame to make work, and then we'll put another pair over here, so it gives us space for 4. We could go for the the large station batteries, which require advanced alloys later on. I'm actually just thinking if I put it nudged up to the wall there, then that goes to there. That means we could put another one there, we could put another one there. We could actually get 3 rows in across those 2. I think that would be quite a smart move, although they will be a bit fiddly to reach. I'll put the first one in here because we need to be able to get into this side for the power switches. That starts to give us excuse me, starts to give us an idea of at least where we're connecting the cable to now. I'm actually going to bring it out through the wall and connect it over there because it'll be a little bit easier to see what we're doing. Just conscious that when this is all constructed, I've just walked out through the window, when this is all constructed it might get a bit fiddly if we need to do any maintenance, so I'm trying to just leave myself a bit of room here. Okay. And then we'll go also upwards. That gives us the mounting point for the second battery. And then I think the next one will end up here if I've worked this out right. May not, but we'll put it here for now. Actually, I need those last two to make the connection over there. But anyway, that's the start. We can start to see how the stuff's going to fit together. Let's put that in there, and then that one we can just drop through there in a minute. Right, okay, so the next question is there anything in here that's critical? No. Okay, that's... Okay, so then this battery is now connected and starting to charge. Well, actually, I'm going to move this network first, I think, because it's now disconnected completely. Okay, we're going to need more heavy. Oh, get out of the way. Oh, I did do it. Right, I know we're going to need a few plastic sheets at least. More walls. Actually, we're going to need more than that, thinking about it. Oh, what we're doing. Okay, I think that's right, if I can add up. Okay, let's grab those. Right, let's get that welded up. Actually, we're going to need far more plastic sheets. I don't know what I was thinking. Never mind. Okay, that's a start. Those for actually, let's put them over here for a minute. Right, leave that open. Grab some water. Right, okay, that should stop me needing anything like that for a little while. Right, now we can see that this is now not functioning, so I'll have to put that on a manual override, but that's okay. Right, so what we're going to do here, is we are going to remove that. to lay in some cable. Actually, let's do this reasonably quickly because obviously I'd quite like to have some systems back up and running, but no, that will go there, won't it? Okay, so that will take us to here with the power coming in. So I think what I'm going to do, just think about the best way to arrange this, but I think if I can set this up, hang on, actually really that would be the place for it, wouldn't it? That would be the easiest way to access them. Don't think they, oh they do wall mount now, that's an interesting idea. That's a very interesting idea, except I put a window there. Well, not insurmountable. I like the idea of wall mounting them. Makes them a lot more accessible. And you're probably at this point thinking, what on earth have you just done? You've put it upside down, but I haven't. Because I have a plan. It's probably a crazy plan, but it's better than having cable across the window. Okay, I haven't quite got enough wire, but except that one will need to cut across. Damn, no, it is a crazy plan for that very reason. Okay, I love routing wires, it's so fun. Right, okay, so we'll run it along. Whichever way I do this, oh no, actually no, this will work. Right, okay, we'll run it along here. Okay, I still haven't got enough, but we're getting there. Right, what colour shall we have for the gas generator? I don't want to use green really. We've already used purple, we've already got yellow and red, so we've got a few choices. We could have a dirty brown, or we could have a slightly less dirty orange. There's not much of that one left. Or we could just print some more in any other colour. Maybe we'll have shocking pink. Right, while I think of it though, I do want that brown. Whoops, okay, that's enough for now. I'm going to paint this nickel button because I keep pressing it when I think I want something else. Right, okay. Did that actually stop when I said, yeah, I think it did. I think it just, I was a bit slow. Right. Stop. The reason I've done so much is I'm going to have to paint a whole load of existing wire. Right, this is a bit mad, but I want these to all be the same way up, and for the rest of them it's going to make sense for the cable to go out the bottom, the network it's connecting to go out the bottom. So this one's a bit of an oddity, partly because of the window, partly because of my general lack of planning, let's be honest, mostly because of the window actually. And to be fair, I'm giving myself a hard time, but it's actually super difficult to figure out where stuff's going to land until you start building. So I'll bring this out here again, just slightly away from the wall. There's going to be one there. We're going to put this out through here. And this will end up going onto the end there. So let's grab that. Right, okay, good. Oops, well, let's just throw those down. I need to go and get more heavy cable. Okay, that I hope will be enough to keep us going. Mustn't forget to put the roof on. Okay. Right. So I think we can turn that on now and dial it up. Okay, that's a good start. Right, let's put some roof on, shall we? Got plenty of it. Whoops. Piece of flying roof now. Never mind, we'll fix that in a minute. Is that all of it? I believe it is. Right, we will need some lights in there as well. Right, that's better. Right, that's plastic sheets, I think, to finish those. That's fine. We've got steel for finishing in here. Right, so whatever I use to power the doors, I shall also need to power some lights, which I'll need to make anyway. In the meantime, this network here is now running, so that's a good start. That means that we've got automated control of the battery again for a bit. And you see that one's charging. So which one shall we do next? This one I think is the next victim. I quite like the idea of putting a bank of them along here. That'd be nice and easy to see what's going on. Right, that will be the is right, yes. There is method to my madness. I want to leave space that if I have another one here that we need to route in a different direction. There's an option to do that. It's going to be very fiddly to achieve, but if I move it across, it's not just fiddly, it's actually physically impossible. So, right, okay, let's remove this piece of cable here. And that will allow me to also, right, hang on, let's take this one out for a minute. Let's make that a bit cleaner. Put that there. That will allow me to run that one across, so that'll be the next piece that we can do. So we're getting there. Actually, I've put this in the wrong place, haven't I? Because I want to put this one as far along here as possible, so that I don't need to cross the wires later. Crossing wires is bad. There we go. That'll teach me for throwing those in the corner. Yeah, so actually I want to do that the other way round. In fact, more than that, I need to think where these are going. So, right, that one can come out right just across the floor. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna... I wonder whether that's actually the most sensible arrangement. I think it probably is, having laid in extra wire all the way along there. Good, that's up and running. So hopefully this is all working again. Yep, looks good. Okay. Now I think I'm going to get the rest of the plastic that we're going to need to seal that in a bit, because if we get caught by a sudden storm and I haven't had time to seal it properly, it's going to be really annoying. Oops. Right, how much have we got so far? Right, let's get started with those. little bit haphazard. Did the top not the bottom by accident? Never mind. Right. Okay, this takes 2 sheets. Alright, fine. It's a start, isn't it? If we then close those in, I don't think we'll need those remaining open. And I'll close, no I won't close that one yet. Right, okay, so the next thing we need is we do need to put some lights in up there. How long is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I've got 3 lights, we could put them nicely along the middle. 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So conveniently just exactly where I've already put 2/3 of the panels. But there we go, that's the start. Right, so next thing to do is, actually the next thing to do is to see if we've got, no we haven't got any yellow, right. Let's just, I know I'm also going to need to run data in here, so I'm kind of planning ahead a bit. Right, there's a whole lot of respray jobs to do, but I do want to get this sorted out. No, whoops. And the reason I want to do this particular area is I'm going to be running red past it in a minute, and I need to be really clear what's not to connect to. So it's just good reason to do this bit properly. Right, okay, that's all of that. In fact, this isn't too far from finished, the yellow. Right, I think that might be the only bit left. Okay, so that's that network. And we'll do that. That makes it even easier to see. And the nice thing is, although it does the outer shell, it doesn't do the whole thing, so it looks a little bit nicer. We're going to do that with that one as well. It's a bit garish, but I forgot I'd closed that up. I nearly ran into a plate glass window. That would have been particularly stupid. I'll use up what we've got here. It's going to need a hell of a lot to paint all of this. But at least once it's done, we'll be very clear what's connected to what. I'm sure there's probably a much better way, and gases, I'm always very fussy about making sure that the right gas is in the right colour, but there's probably a better way to colour code your power networks, really, if I thought it through. But the most important thing as far as I'm concerned is that I can see what's what. Okay, so this bit now is redundant as well. I'm just trying to kind of clean as I go here, because otherwise it's going to get really confusing in a great big mess of cable. And you know how much I like messes, but on this occasion I'm trying to keep it under control. Right.
Power low.
Okay. I think I'd better go and top that up. I'm just conscious, although I've still got plenty of power, I may be that I've got the power turned off right when I need it, so I don't want to go wrong on that front. Right, okay, now let's lay in some red cable along here. And then it's going to come through here. Just do this bit first. Let's keep it tight to the pipe in case we need to do anything else with that yellow network. As tight as we can, which is not very, because of the corner. Can I do that? Oh, yes, I can. Okay, that did not used to be possible. Thank you very much, Rocketworks, for making me be able to do something that I didn't used to be able to. Alright, so let us connect this here. I don't really care because I'm going to cut that whole piece out in a minute, so I know it looks a bit untidy. And then at the other end, let's run this in here. In there, down there. And again, we'll just bring this one in as tight as we can here. There we go. Right, that's ready to install. Okay, so we are getting there gradually, one transformer at a time. It's just a kind of job you just need to plan a little bit ahead. That's right, so currently the hab is now powered down. Look at it, dark in there. So we're going to install that there. We're going to turn that on, dial it up. The nice thing is with much more structure in here and much more space, we'll be able to fit things like cable monitors if we want to. Right, that's all running nicely again. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip that, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to snip that, I'm going to snip that, and that. It's having a funny minute there, isn't it? Stack that there, stack that there, stack that there. Okay, 2 down, 2 to go. This network here might be a bit of fun and games. I'll have to figure out where we're going to route that. I guess we'll run it across the middle. So actually, yeah, we've got 5, haven't we? I thought we had 4 because I'd forgotten that we got that one there. So we're glad we routed these like this. Okay, so we're going to need some more colours. The other thing I do want to do is just figure out where I can bring in the data network, which is lurking up here somewhere. It's there, isn't it? It would be very nice to be able to bring that data network in. I'm just wondering whether I could route that red cable up this side. Actually, that would be much tidier. Ah, no, I can't because it can't fit around the door. That was why it goes the way it does. Okay, where can we get that data cable? We could pick it up from here or from down there, but then we'd have to cross the yellow, which we do not wish to do. So we can either take it up, and it's actually probably going to be easiest to take it round and up and all the way along. I mean, it's already coming up, so maybe just run it along the top here, drop it back down, and then bring it outside the yellow and run it round. Shunt it in the room, that'll bring it in somewhere here, and then bring it up into the ceiling. I'm not even sure where I'm going to need that data network to connect to yet, but I know that I want to be able to do it. So I'm just trying to see whether there are any other angles we could do this, but I think anything else is going to require crossing at least the yellow and possibly the red as well, which we could do by deconstructing frames, but we're very close to the pressurized area of the hab there, and that's a little bit risky. Or the other option is we have it bulging out above all this pipework here, but frankly it's going to look terrible, so if we can avoid that I would like to. Yeah, I think that's our best bet, is probably to bring it all the way out and round. It's going to need quite a lot of cable, but actually, do you know what, we've got quite a lot of cable, so that's kind of okay. I would have thought if I find a 50 stack and spray it, it'd probably be quite enough to do that. mean, one obvious thing that we will want to do will be to bring an alarm and light into that power room so that if we're working in there we'll be able to see what's going on if there's an emergency. Right, I'm going to have to actually bring it right down that corner, because otherwise it's going to go across a window and it's going to look really, really bad. It's a lot of extra cable, but I think it's worth it. Really wide out, give ourselves plenty of space. We're already using loads of cables, so what the hell, let's go crazy. So hopefully once we get the power distribution building up and running and get everything moved that we need into there, that will start to make it a bit easier for us to do the things we need to do over a few more episodes to upgrade the power. I'm very conscious that we've got lots of other half-finished jobs, but power is really becoming an issue, and we're just going to be constantly having to mine coal otherwise, which is not very fun to do, and it's even less fun to watch someone else do. So seems to me that that's a good enough reason to deal with it. Right, I'm going to bring it in here actually, give it a little bit of room from there. There we go. Obviously I'm going to lay frames on this bit in a minute rather than just having a bit of cable dangling. Amazing, right. So we can now bring this straight up. And across there. Okay, that's good. Right. So there are a few more things to do. I actually think I'd quite like another power transformer, because I'm going to set up a separate circuit for the stuff inside that building. It's not necessarily required, but it would be a lot tidier. Need some more gold, that's fine. Have I left something running, or is that a piece of equipment? No, maybe it's just a piece of equipment making a noise. Right, where's my gold? Come on. Hand it over. Oh, give me twice as much. Alright, well, there we go. It goes to show threats work. I mentioned last time I'm also thinking about putting together an ice room where we can just throw the ices and let them melt, and have that generate a little bit of power as it goes. It's not hugely efficient, probably generates a kilowatt of power whilst it's running, which is worth having, and it's essentially free, so that's why I'm thinking about doing that. Right, okay, however, more importantly, let's try and sort this out. So that power network, have I actually got any more? I think I've still got another coil of 50, yes I have. Right, okay, what colour should we make this one that's going to feed the Smelters. We could make it orange, I guess, since they're hot. There we go, there's some logic to that. It's the first time ever. Right, so the smelters, so they're going to come out of here. And we're going to run them through the wall here. I guess we'll line it up there to minimise the amount of rewiring at that end. But I'm going to put it through the middle because it's going to look tidier. Although this will all be panelled in and we won't really care, but you know, it's the principle of the thing. Right, so that's going to run across the floor to somewhere over here. Keep it well clear of the door, just in case I decide to switch the door and have it powered internally rather than from the other side. There we go. Okay, that's good. So actually, since I've now effectively got a spare one, I can throw that one in there. What I haven't got is any more orange paint, and I haven't got any red paint, but never mind, we'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, that's powered up. Now let's and they're back on. Good. Which means I can remove that one. Gradually getting there with this. That only leaves us with the one that runs all the machinery. Okay, so that one will go in here. Right, what colours have we not used? Maybe we should have something like grey for machinery. When the cables come out of a machine, they always come out in grey. So we'll do that. I'm just going to make a... Have I got red in here? Yes, I have. Right, okay, that can go over there. What a throw. Orange. I actually suspect I'm going to need 2 of those, so we'll let that run. Because there's quite a lot to do, I'm just going to start on this bit here. Again, there's a lot of cables running through this area, so it's kind of good to make sure that we can see what's going on, particularly on the ones on the outer edge. Oh, that was not what I meant to do, never mind. Just trying to prioritise the outermost. Oh, stop going on the damn chips, the outermost ones, just in case. Oh, right, this is probably not having floor grating down, you can't move straight. Right, we are going to need more because that goes somewhere. Where does it go? Oh, it only goes as far as there. Oh, how annoying. I need literally 2 sprays, and actually I could have saved myself that last spray with a quick bit of cable clipping. Never mind. Then I could have had one left. Used up the very last of the can to spray the transformer, and it would have been absolutely perfect. Never mind. Right, that's that lot done. Except for that chip that I annoyingly painted orange, but never mind. We won't see that. Let's do that. Let's do that. There we go. Look at that. That's coming together, isn't it? Right, now, did I pick up the grey? Yes, I did. No, that was the wrong button. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, right. I'm determined to finish this in some sensible time, but it's already an hour and a half. I just realised I didn't do that in the most sensible place, because I've got to run 2 through there. It would be better to do this like this. Right, there we go. That leaves me space to run this one through here. Obviously we need to connect it up to there. I'll bring that in as tight as I can. Right, I think once I get this connected we'll call that a day. Right, there we go, nearly. Okay, and then that should be able to come out. We don't need that one. That can go into there, and actually can go, if I switch that there, that can go straight through there, can't it? And we'll just snip that out there. In fact, let's tidy that up even more. There we go. Okay, that's definitely an improvement. It's definitely still some tidying up to do, but getting there. That's all on, that's all still running. Let's just check it's all still up and running over here. All looks good. Yeah, we're good, that has done it. Right, okay. So there's still quite a lot of sorting out to do, but I think we're now into the power networks are now reorganized, so I think we are now into the more kind of cosmetic layer of this this task. I'm just thinking about where we're going to connect power to the roof. Actually, I'm wondering whether that's the only place to sensibly do it, in which case we'll need to move that purple one across. No, because then we'll have to cross it. No, we'll do that over here. That's okay. It's an exception because it's going the other way anyway. It's going to power the building that we're in. So we'll have it here. That will be fine. Go on there. So let's grab that and that. I'll make it nice and easy to remember which one it is as well. And round here, in, into there. Okay, and that shouldn't need huge amounts. Probably 1.5 kilowatts will do it. Right, now we just need one last colour scheme. Let's go black. Okay, there we go, so let's grab those. Have we got any more in here? Yes, we have. 16, hopefully that's enough. way round into there. Of course I want to power this, don't I? Yeah, I really should have actually done that the other way around. That was particularly daft. Okay, I'll bring this green cable out one, that's fine. Oh, I had it and then I lost it. There we go, in there. In there. Grab that. In there. And then on the roof we want to run, I think I'm actually going to run out. Have we got any more? Yes. Oh, those are the purple ones that I was hanging on to, but I've got purple paint, haven't I? Yes, that's fine. We'll take it. And we've run out. Amazing. That's kind of annoying. Let's do it nicely. I was going to do the quick way, but get that in there. Okay, right, so do I have a spare? No, I think I have actually used everything. Right, let's grab some more water because this poor guy's dying here. That's not turned on. Why is that not turned on? Actually, really, why is that not turned on? Are we just low on? No, we're out of power, that's why that's not turned on. What a great time to run out of power completely. Okay, there we go. Right, that makes sense. Fine, right. Okay, cable. I literally have run out of cable. That's really annoying. I'll have to get some more running. While that's doing, we'll go and grab some more coal. And the next time round, I'm hopeful that we might start making some progress with better power generation. We'll put 2-axis tracking on the solar panels as well. It won't make a huge difference because we're running a reasonable level of efficiency, but it will squeeze a bit more out. Right, I'm gonna hope that that's enough. I bet it won't be, but I'm gonna hope it is. Yeah, it's worth squeezing a bit more out when we're having power problems anyway. It seems crazy to not do anything we can to fix that. But the key thing really on this episode was just about laying the whoops, stuff all over the place, laying the foundations that we need to be able to set up our power system, and I hope you'll agree it's starting to look a lot better. So I'm not going to seal all these walls up until we're finished anyway. What did I do with the black paint? There it is. I knew there was some left. Not very much, mind, but enough. There we go. That's what I could have done with that orange if I'd been organised. Oh, there's some coal escaped in there as well. Which means that probably my wire cutters are in the wrong place. Okay, so let's get along here. Okay, so now we've got the door powered. Now where did I get to? I think where I got to is I think I'd run it along the wrong side, hadn't I? Because I think I ran it along here. Oh, I don't know, I don't even know what I did. Right, where's the cable? There it is. Oh no, I've got it in the right place. I just need to... try and guess where the missing cable is, because there is one. Yeah, no, there must be one. Okay. This is frustrating and weird. So the doors are powered, so that is going up into there. Oh. Right, that's definitely further than we need to go. That should be powered, I'm sure, but I can't I can't work out which bit's missing. I'm going to have to actually remove the ceiling to have a look. In fact, it's worse than that, because you can't actually see around the frames. I'm going to have to take the frames out. Very silly. That'll be a lesson to you about building things before you're finished. Okay, it is actually just being weird. I mean, it's not helping that the power's low, but that is connected. Now it's working. Right, okay, so it was probably just that the main power was too low and it was just being a bit silly. Okay, well, that was a waste of time, wasn't it? Let's pick those back up. Oh, I'm not quite sure what's happened there. We seem to have come up one wall short. Okay. Right, and then I guess we can seal some of this lot in now. There we go. And okay, we're not quite storm-proof, but it's a start. Right. The issue we're getting to here is that this battery is what's being picked up on the electronics. So it says this one's nicely charged, thank you very much, which it would be because it's no longer discharging into anything other than this battery here. And hence onto that network. I hadn't actually appreciated that. Right, okay, we're going to have to move the other, which probably means I shouldn't have closed the wall up. because this probably won't go in here now. No, it won't. Oh good, storm incoming. Perhaps that wasn't the best time to do that. Right, I'm going to disable the electronics on here. Then I'm going to turn this on and get some power into that battery. Of course, that's the one downside, is we can't easily see the batteries now. I'm then going to use these to seal as much of the walls as I can. Which is not very much. Okay, we've got a bit of time, but not a huge amount. So let's just do what we can, as quick as we can, and then get inside. See what state things are in after the storm. But we are at over an hour and a half again, so I think this is probably, once we've sealed that up, be a good time to stop for this episode. I don't know if that will be enough, I hope it will. No, of course I have one too few, because that's always the way. Not only that, it's in here.
Hydration critical.
Okay, let's go, go, go. Alright, well, we're a long way from finished, but we've made very good progress on this. And I think this is now in a state where we could just button it up against the storm. I don't think we've got time to reroute all those batteries before the storm comes in anyway. We will obviously need to do that. But for now, let's just get things sorted out. Make sure we've got power in our suit.
Storm incoming.
Yeah, I can take a hint. I think there's a storm incoming. Right, that's enclosed, so that's safe. It's not a bad looking building once it's all finished. Let's get inside. Save a bit of power. We don't need that running. Yeah, I'm slightly worried that we're going to have a power problem here.
Storm incoming. Storm incoming.
What would be a smart plan would be to put one of these into the airlock, which should charge, yes. Just gives it a bit more power. I'll put that in there, that'll just get that running a bit longer. Right, okay, I think it's time to beta retreat. Well, it seems our attempts to sort out the chutes have not been wholly successful. Never mind, we'll revisit this on a future episode.
Storm incoming. Storm incoming.
Possibly a job to work on during the storm.
Storm incoming.
However, for now,
Storm incoming. Storm.
I thought the lights were
incoming.
flickering, but they don't appear to be. No.
Storm. Incoming.
No, they are flickering. That's not a great sign.
Storm. Incoming.
Let's turn those off. They're quite power hungry.
Incoming.
And in fact,
Storm.
power down 2 of the Harveys because we don't even need this many running at this point. So let's just shut down what we don't need, given that we know we've got a potential issue. That cooler's still running, although probably not so hard as it was. So, okay, I think we're going to call that a day for this episode.
Incoming.
Let's look forward to a storm at the start of next episode, and then we'll get back on with building the power generation room. So I hope you found that interesting. As you can see, rerouting power networks is a mess, but there we go. And I hope to see you on the next episode. I'm going to move away from the speaker because I'm fighting with it. As ever, if you've enjoyed this, I'd love it if you would subscribe and comment. If you've got questions, feel free. I do try to answer them. I've taken a number of suggestions which I shall be gradually working my way through. So thank you very much to those of you who've been really active in the comment section. And I hope to see you on the next video.
Incoming.